Hello, ma'am. Am I audible to
Hi.
you?
Yeah. Finally, we can join.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, shall we get started now? I think we can get started.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, good evening once again, ma'am. I am Aditi Das, a contented member of Legal Law Forum. Uh, and I welcome you to today's LLF Talk session, ma'am. Legal Law Forum is a forum based in Nagpur, Maharashtra, with the purpose to spread legal knowledge and awareness among youngsters. LLF Talk being one such initiative towards the said thing. And now, moving forward with your introduction, ma'am. Today we have with us uh, Shreya Majumdar ma'am, Advocate Shreya Majumdar ma'am. She is a seasoned lawyer with a total of 4+ years of experience in multinational non-banking housing finance, an international Chinese law firm, and a fast-moving consumer goods company. She has a number of startup companies in the UK, US, Spain, China, Lithuania, Singapore, Germany, UAE, Poland, Austria, etc. She has done her BA LLB from Christ University and LLM in Innovation Technology and IPR from Symbiosis Law School. Now, with your permission, ma'am, I would like to move forward with the question answer planner.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go
So
ahead.
the yes, ma'am. So the first question would be, how does it feel to be one's own boss?
So I feel a lot in control of my own fate because, if you are working with somebody else, then a lot depends on them. So, in the past, I got like a lot of transfers, and there were things that I wasn't really in control, and I just had to go and say yes to a lot of things that I did not want to do. So yeah, like I feel a lot in control. I could do whatever I want, like whatever areas I am interested in. So, it feels a lot relaxed and free and all that. But besides that, I can take in a lot of work whenever I feel like working. And, whenever I don't feel like working so much, I could reduce the amount of work that I'm doing. So yeah, that's going great. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Uh, so moving to the next question, could you tell us about your journey to self-employment?
It was a little bit of trial and error in the beginning. So, in LinkedIn, I found a few clients whom I could work with. But the problem there was, how I did not know how to channel things. I did not know how to get paid, and I would get paid after a very long time. So that was a problem. And there were things where actually your client would say, okay, this is not what I wanted, and you might have spent like a lot of time doing it. So yeah, there were things like that. So I was contemplating whether I should stick to a job because it was a lot more easier. I felt it was a lot more easier because I did not have to run behind somebody to pay me or approve my work. So yeah, so I was thinking about that, but then eventually I started researching on it. I started reading a lot more on it, and how people do it. So I found a few platforms that actually helped me getting things in place. And also, I talked to a lot telling me, okay, you have to probably ask the money before. You have to state your terms properly. You have to tell them what they require has to be told in the beginning. So, things are clearer between me and my client. There is no miscommunications. And if there is some revision that's required, how many times would I revise it? I can't keep on doing it. So, a lot of trials and errors. And then finally, I started actually in September, around September, and thoroughly started in January 2021. So yeah, like mostly say 4 or 5 months, I did a lot of research before starting. So yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Moving on to the next question. What inspired you to quit your job and focus on self-employment?
Um, I actually got really burnt out doing a lot of work. It wasn't just work, but it was a lot of work politics also. So even during COVID times, people in the job sector were not very favorable. Um, yeah, like there were a lot of deductions that happened, and and also actually there were point of time like in my work career where I was doing a lot of administrative work, which was 60% of my work, and whatever I wanted to do, like the legal part, was just 40%. So yeah, the actually I realized the higher you go, then probably your administrative work also increases. But where, like I still wanted to do a lot of work as such. So yeah, that's one of the ways to look at it, and that's the reason I quit my job, because it was I it was just too much for me. I mean, I
All right, ma'am. Then moving on to the next question. Was it an easy task? Like, what are the challenges did you like to face?
No, it wasn't easy, I would say, because obviously you need a mental strength to quit your job and start something very new. You are used to a kind of money that's obviously coming every month to you, and I mean, you just have to do a certain work. It's like a box. That's what I felt. Like I was just in a box and I would do certain things and I would get paid. So it was obviously, very easy. But there is obviously behind that, there is a lot of mental struggle also that goes on. See, the thing with all of us is, even if it's the worst thing in life, you get used to it. But the thing is, if you want to explore a little more and see what you like, see what you don't like, yeah, that requires somewhere a mental effort to do, you know, to cross that border. So yeah, I would say that yeah, a lot of mental borders that I had to cross. But yeah, I mean, I am in a lot better mental space now.
Okay, ma'am. Then moving on to the next question. What are the advantages of self-employment?
I think I did not answer your previous question. What challenges did you face? Uh, you
Yes,
faced, yeah. So yeah, like the challenges that I faced was, I had to keep a lot of patience in the beginning, because a lot of times I was actually researching and reaching out to people and telling them what I actually do. So yeah, there was a lot of no's, ki, okay, no, I don't want, or there was no response as such. So yeah, that was there. The the second point is probably I had to give high quality work even if the prices were low. So yeah, in the beginning, you have to uh, see that you place yourself first, and then probably think about the rates that you charge. Uh, then yeah, I think payment was one of the issues that I had to overcome, because I had to see how much can I monetize every time, because I was marketing a lot of times and I did not know how to monetize that part. So yeah, that's another challenge. And probably the last challenge would be I had to learn a lot, like a lot. I had to do like a lot of courses to get in shape. Um, ask a lot of people about how even if if I did not know something, I would tell my client, sir, I don't have much knowledge about it. So they would say, so do you anyway want to do it? Probably. So I was like, yeah, I don't mind figuring it out. Probably it'll take me 2 more days, but I will do it for you. So yeah, that's like really challenging and but very interesting, and somebody is paying you for it. So it's amazing, I think.
Yes, ma'am. So again, I am repeating the previous question which I asked. Like, what are the
Yeah.
advantages of self-employment?
Uh, One is you can work from anywhere you want. It's like work from home. You can be anywhere in the world and you can work. That's very good actually, because at least it was for me, because I had a number of transfers. So I had to go to places every, say, 6 to 8 months. I would just go to a new place, start all over again. So that has changed absolutely. Yeah, like the second point can be flexibility with the timing. Well, I can work at whatever time I want. If it's like 5 in the morning or 2 in the night, it doesn't matter. And my clients are online always. So whenever whenever I'm awake, I'll find somebody who is available. So I will finish that task. So yeah, that's a great way to deal with it. Yeah, and probably another thing is you learn a lot. You learn how to run a business and also market yourself, like how you take time out to learn, develop, and everything. So yeah, that's another positive thing about self-employment. I think you can go to the next question.
Okay, ma'am. The next question would be, what is your take on money, earnings, and worth? Like, how does this relate to your abilities?
See, of course I would say that I had to, like, whatever I was earning, I had to take a step down from it. But there are a lot of things which I don't have to pay for anymore, which is my rent, and the other maintenance costs that I had to bear because I was staying in an expensive city called Mumbai. So yeah, it was expensive. But the thing is, if you do this, then probably in the beginning you might not earn much. Okay, let me rephrase that. It's not actually in the first month. Actually, I did earn a lot in the first month. But I started in January. I saw a stagnancy in May. I did not earn much in May. So yeah, it doesn't actually. You have to be prepared for that stagnancy, and it's not like that. That's what I told you before that. Like when you are working, you are used to a certain set of amount that will come to you no matter what, even if you work, even if you don't. But when you are doing freelancing or being self-employed, you have to earn every penny. It's just square one for every month that you do, unless you are just like tied up somewhere. But yeah, you have to be prepared that sometimes it's not going to be stable. But I would actually like to add that probably some places where litigation doesn't pay you enough, this this still pays you quite a bit. So yeah, like probably if you are working every day, then probably 20-25,000 you can earn. So that's like that you can make easily.
Okay, ma'am. Then moving on to the next question. What do you mean
Hmm.
by self-employment?
Sam, what do you mean by self-employment? Okay, self-employment means like uh, there is freedom to work for from anywhere probably. Um, then you can take in as much as work as you want. And it's being like the main important point is you being you are not an employee to somebody. You could be hired by somebody, but you are not an employee of somebody. So there is flexibility with regards to that. But obviously, when you have big clients, then you have to cater to them no matter what. Like, yeah, if they are there, then you forget your holidays and then just get back to work. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Then moving on to the next question. What are the responsibilities of a self-employed person?
A lot of responsibilities. You are responsible for everything that you do. Like every line that you write, or whatever work that you're doing, you are entirely responsible for that. If you have interns, you are responsible for them also. Uh, Make sure that you give them quality work so that they can learn and they intern with you. Um, then I guess like if you are collaborating with somebody, uh, so collaborating, what I mean is if you are outsourcing your work to somebody, make sure that you have to make sure that that person responds on time. Even if they don't, you should be capable enough to do that work and give it on time. So yeah, there are quite like you are responsible for just everything possible.
Right, ma'am. Then moving on to the next question. How do you manage work and personal life?
See, so if uh, the thing is, if I don't want to work, I will not take orders. That's how simple it is. But yeah, obviously there are times where I have like a lot of work. Then probably I would actually find somebody to help me with it. But I don't try making it going out of hand. Uh, so, like, there are times, where people might pay you extra. Like, I think I remember somebody wanted me to review a document which was 10,000 words or something. And, no, I think it was 12,000 words and $200. But they wanted it in one night. But obviously, I can't give a quality work. So it's obviously a pick and choose. If you want to do it, or if you don't. I don't want to degrade my quality. Doing like even if the money is great, but it's not humanly possible to go through every word, and then I review my work quite a few times in order to give a quality work. So I can't do like maintain my quality. So yeah, you have to pick and choose your orders. Like even if there are some times where it gets really difficult and it's very tempting, but you have to choose.
Okay, ma'am. Then moving on to the next question. Any tips or advices for our audience?
So the thing is, you have to considering the like a lot of people who have joined today are law students. So you have to work in both situations and probably see what suits you more. Probably self-employment is a good way to start if you are a law student. Actually, it's a very brilliant idea if you start as a law student, because you'll get a hang of how things work and you will be able to crack any interview. Like if you have work experience before working, that's an amazing thing to have in your CV. So if you can tell people that this is the client and I have earned so much, you are a catch. Come on, like yeah, it won't be very difficult for you to get placed at all. So yeah, like that is a burden that's off your shoulder. Uh, if you are a law student and if you because obviously internships doesn't really help much, uh, because you only get research works or hardly get anything. Like unless and until you actually intern for a long time, it's very difficult to get a grip of things. So yeah, like it's a good way to start. Uh, yeah, and probably you can write these in your CV and you know get an impressive CV that just writing an internship that I did some internship and I learned some research. So yeah, but obviously make because the thing is you need to have a kind of standard when you are doing this work. So make sure that it could be like writing also. If you write articles or something like that, you can start with that and eventually you will get better. So yeah, that's from my side.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, there is one question I can see from the audience. Shall I take that too?
Yeah, sure.
Like, it's written that how should one get started? It's a basic
So
question.
there are platforms, freelancing platforms, which is called like Fiverr, Upwork. You can start with that, or you can just approach clients on LinkedIn, like I did. There are freelancers who might post about a job opening or something like that, who might be looking for some content writing or something like that. So you can approach them and get your work done.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. So with this, now we have come to an end to the session, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us today. It has
Thank you
really
for
been...
inviting me.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, I want to say that it's a great initiative that you are taking.
Yes.
We did not really have something like this when I was actually studying, and it would have helped me so much. I would have realized because I was so lost remembering when I was studying. But this is such a great forum, and you can reach out to a lot of people like this. So thanks for having me, and thanks for doing this amazing job.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, because this has been a really great session. Actually, within a short period of time, we learned a lot. Actually, it
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
session. Like within 30 minutes, we learn a lot. So it is
yeah.
beneficial for everybody, I think. So thank you once again for joining us. Bye, ma'am. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.